Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football pregame update show. We'll talk about the game between the New England Patriots and the New York Jets, and what we expect to see and all that. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 Week 3 trivia question. It's a Jets trivia question. Which QB holds the record for most fumbles in a single game? I'll have the answer later on the podcast. It's Thursday Night Football, Week 3. We have a great AFC East matchup for you tonight. The New England Patriots and the New York Jets are battling it out right now at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The divisional rivals both enter with a 1-1 record. And right now it's 14-3 with 56 seconds till halftime in the second quarter. Second and 2 at the New England 35. New England has the ball. The Jets offense looked better in Week 2, defeating the Tennessee Titans 24-17 and covering the spread. Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson remain Aaron Rodgers' top targets, with Alan Lazard often getting the nod in the red zone. Veteran Jacoby Brissett has been effective in the run-first Patriots offense, with no clear alpha receiver for New England. The run game should remain front and center versus the Jets on Thursday, which is today. The Jets have allowed an average of 24.5 points per game, while the Patriots allowed just 16.5. Patriots, and there are some key players for tonight's game between the Jets and Patriots to watch for. Patriots running back Ramondre Stevenson. Stevenson has operated as the cow for New England, logging 20-plus carries for the second consecutive week in this run-heavy offense. New England's 75 rushing attempts ranked third in the NFL. The Jets have been susceptible on the ground this year, allowing an average of 115 yards per contest and 4.49 yards per carry. They have also allowed the sixth most receiving yards and 83.3 and an 83.3 percent catch rate to opposing runners this year. Stevenson has 8 this season, but Antonio Gibson, the better pass catcher, could also be in for a good game should the Patriots be trailing in this one. Now, another player, a Jets player to watch for, is Garrett Wilson. We are still waiting for the breakout game we all expect from Garrett Wilson. Wilson led the team in targets and receiving yards in Week 2, and he leads the team in air yards for the season, too. And he's averaged 58.5 receiving yards and 5 catches across his first 2 games. Wilson saw 3 targets inside the 20 in Week 2, but he has yet to score a TD this season. Wilson could have a breakout game versus a Patriots defense that just allowed 296 yards to Seahawks receivers. The Jets should be able to find success versus the Patriots, who just allowed Geno Smith to pass for 37 yards and a touchdown on Sunday. Brees Hall will be a weapon in the receiving game, even if we can get going on the ground. The Patriots are an easy matchup for runners, allowing an average of just 46.5 rushing yards to running backs this season. However, they have allowed two rushing touchdowns 10 catches, 60 receiving yards, and 83.3 catch rate to running backs. Brees Hall should be an effective weapon, while Garrett Wilson and Alan Lazard uh, should find success versus the Patriots on their secondary. Now, on the other side, the Jets get to have the, the Jets have an under performance expectations defensively, while the Patriots have been better than expected on offense. With Jacoby Brissett, expect Stevenson and Gibson to run the Jets on the Jets defense. And it's 24 seconds left in the second quarter till halftime. Second attempt at the New England 27. New England has the ball. Uh, and right now, I'm gonna want to read the preview to you I want to just read something else. Aaron Rodgers knows a little bit about fierce NFL rivalries. He has helped fuel one during his 18 seasons in Green Bay. Now the quarterback of the New York Jets, now 1-1. Rodgers is getting his official introduction to what has lately been a most lopsided matchup when he plays in the home opener against the New England Patriots, which they're doing right now. We're 1-1 on Thursday night, which is tonight. But the four-time NFL MVP isn't necessarily looking to add the lore between the AFC East rivals, other than to get a victory in the Jets' third game in 11 days to open the season. I think you need more than a couple games to put a stamp on a rivalry, said Rodgers, who was sidelined for both games last season with a torn Achilles tendon. I'm excited to play in it. I play in arguably the best rivalry in football. The Bears and Packers, it's the oldest, and I was a part of turning that thing around when I first started. We were behind in the all-time series. When I finished, we were ahead, and the Packers had beaten them 10 straight times. So that was fun to be a part of. These two games will be great against the Patriots, but I don't feel like there's going to be a stamp. And really, the rivalry between the Jets and Patriots, with New England holding a 74-55-1 advantage, has lost some of its luster. There's no more Bill Belichick in New England, and Tom Brady hasn't been there in a few years. There's also no more questions about when New York will finally beat New England again. Having snapped a 15-game skid in last season's finale, Belichick's final game as head coach. Yeah, Jets coach Robert Saleh said with a laugh when he asked if he was happy about not having to talk about the losing streak. But no, it's a good regime, so it's a whole new setup. Jared Mayo hired to replace Belichick. Gerard Mayo, excuse me, hired to replace Belichick. Is no newcomer to the rivalry, though. The former Patriots linebacker saw the Jets twice a season during his 8 years in New England and was also a part of the 2010 team that lost to New York in the playoffs. Mayo has the New Look Patriots off to an impressive start after stunning Cincinnati in their opener before falling to Seattle in overtime last Sunday. We've got a good test on Thursday, quarterback Jacoby Brissett said, but we'll be up for it. At 40, Rodgers is the oldest player in the NFL. Teammate Braylon Allen is the league's youngest at 20. The two connected for a touchdown at Tennessee, making Allen the youngest to score a TD from scrimmage in the NFL since 1930. The fourth round pick from Wisconsin is also the first rookie in franchise history to have a TD catch and a TD run in the same game. It just gets a little weird when you're playing against head coaches you've played against Rogers said, referring to Mayo. You're playing with guys that could be your kid, age-wise. It's a good reminder of how special it is to still be playing at 40. The Patriots have found a winning formula, enough to win one game and hold the lead after 59 minutes of another. New England committed a turnover, hasn't committed a turnover in either game. It has a run for at least 170 yards in each and allowed 70 or fewer yards on the ground. It has held the edge in time of possession against both Cincinnati and Seattle. I thought we were still able to run the ball and control the line of scrimmage, Mayo said. Even when we were down, I felt like we were in control of the game. In his first season as head coach at any level, Mayo has had to learn on the fly, especially when it comes to clock management. The big mistake last Sunday at the end of the first half when the Patriots took over at their 8-yard line with 1:37 left after picking up 2 yards on the first down, Brissett threw back-to-back incompletions, forcing New England to punt. Taking over near midfield with 35 seconds left and 3 timeouts, Seattle moved into range for the 44-yard field goal attempt. I made a decision, and it's a decision that I have to live with, Mayo said, after questionable coaching calls included taking the ball first in overtime, allowing the Seahawks to win it with a field goal. Mayo also punted on 4th and 1 from the Patriots 39, their only offensive tackle possession. It wouldn't change anything, Mayo said, but at the same time, you have to go back and evaluate just that whole operation. The Jets have scored 3 touchdowns on offense in each game. It's the first time they've done that in each of their first 2 games since 2004. But Rodgers and the rest of the unit thinks they're still just a tick off from clicking. How close we are is great for coaches because they can coach up the whole thing, but it be a boondoggle to keep doing the same thing over and over and expect different results, Rodgers said. We've been starting really slow the first 2 weeks, so we've got to start faster. Put something together in the first 15 minutes, give our defense a chance to play with the lead. And that is very true. And right now, it's 21. It's now halftime, 14-3. Jets and New England has not looked too good. I'm gonna go over the scoring in the first half, what has broken down the first 2 quarters. But before we do that, it's time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football Week 3 trivia question, which is a Jets trivia question, as I mentioned. Which Jets QB holds the record for most fumbles in a single game? And if you said Chad Pennington, you are correct. 6 fumbles in one game is a record that just shouldn't happen, but Chad Pennington didn't get the memo on September 11th, 2005. He fumbled the franchise record 6 times against the Kansas City Chiefs, 1 fumble shy of the record set by Len Dawson. And I will have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. Now I'm gonna break down what's happened in both quarters. Now we're at halftime. The Jets had the ball and they had the punt after going 3 and out. 7 plays, 27 yards. The New England Patriots, then had the ball. They had the plan to going 3-and-outs, 3 plays, 1 yard. Then the Jets scored their first touchdown of the game. It was Aaron Rodgers' pass short left to Alan Lazard for the 10-yard score. Greg Zuerlein's extra point was good. It was 7-0 Jets. New England had the ball again, and they had the play after going 3-and-out, 6 plays, 11 yards. And then the Jets scored their second touchdown of the game. It was a 3rd-and-goal to New England 1. It was Brees Hall up the middle to the New England 1 for no gain, and then Jennings, the New York Jets, challenged the short goal line ruling, and the play was reversed. Offensive report is on, but was Britt off the middle for the 1 yard touchdown. Greg Zuerlein's extra point was good, and it was 14-0 Jets at the end of the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, New England tried to score a touchdown but couldn't do it. Jacoby Brissett passed short left to Gibson, and it was to the Jets 26 for 7 yards. They got it. They got it to the field goal range. So 4th-and-11 at the Jets 26. Slay kicked a 44-yard field goal, and it was good. And it was 14-3 Jets. And the Jets tried to score a touchdown when they had the ball, and they could not do it. They got the 3rd-and-10 at the New England 27. Aaron Rodgers passed incomplete short left to Garrett Wilson, and that was for no gain. Then Greg Zuerlein, it was a 4th-and-10 at the New England 27. They got in the field goal range. Greg Zuerlein's 44-yard field goal was no good. It was missed. It went wide left, and it remained 14-3. And at the end of the first half, 1st-and-10 at the New England 25. Jacoby Brissett passed short left to Douglas. I think it's Damon Douglas or David Douglas. Maybe Damon Douglas. For a 12-yard gain at the New England 47 for 12 yards. And then 1st-and-10 at the New England 47. And a pass complete deep left to Adams at the New England 47 for no gain. And that was the first half, and that's pretty much where we stand right now. So I just say expect the Jets to really to keep it up in this game, and we'll have to see. New England, if they want to win this, they need to come back and play strong and hard this second half. So we shall see if which one of these teams emerges victory, because this game could go either way, and I feel this could go either way between between these two teams, and it could come down to either a last-second touchdown or a field goal. So we'll see what happens and see which one comes away with the victory. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football Week 3 pregame update show. I'll be back with the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football postgame show for Week 3 once the game between the Jets and Patriots has concluded. Until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.